right. Let's get started. This is Thursday night yoga. And bear with me, sort of making this video in a rush. The sound quality might not be that great. Testing, I hope you can hear me. I'm Carlos, by the way. This is yoga, all levels, all styles, all ages. And happens to be cat yoga, but not necessarily. And the only reason I'm doing this is because of the COVID-19. Can't do our normal classes. So this is not, yoga is always preferable with other people. And so don't get used to this video. And and as soon as we're back to normal classes, we can just delete all these videos. There is a place for documenting what we're doing, but this is not really it. I'll try to improve the sound quality. I have an external microphone that I can use. Probably I'll hook that up by the time we do our next video. But if you can't hear me very well, just watch. And I know there's a lot of you in the back of the class who can't hear me under normal circumstances either, and you can't even see me. So this might actually be better. At least you'll be able to see me clearly. So so we'll get started. So hopefully, whenever you take one of these meditative postures, just assuming this posture makes you relax completely. What we're going to do, one of the good things about video is that you can pause it. So you don't have to use your mouse to pause it or tap the screen. Or you can either tap the screen or you can hit the space bar if you're looking on a laptop or a computer. So that makes it easy to pause it. So if you want to hold any of your postures longer than I am, feel free to do so. Please don't fast forward though. You know, we hold them a certain length for a reason. If you try to fast forward, you're just going to get lost in the video. You won't be able to find back where you were. But if you want to hold the posture or meditate or just relax or take a break, it'll be nice and easy for you just to pause the video and continue on. So anyway, we will go through our warm-up ritual. As usual, grasp the feet. Inhale, sit tall, lengthening the spine. Deep breath, and then exhale, fold your spine over your legs. Relax here. Inhale, slowly come up. You can use your arms to help you come up, especially now if you haven't done any yoga for a week or more. Be honest, you're going to have to ease into it, right? So this is just our reintroduction to yoga. We'll go into our camel ride from Kundalini Yoga. So start with a nice deep breath, and on the exhale, move your body back, rounding your back. Inhale forward. Arching the back, looking up slightly. So exhale back. Squeeze all the air out of your lungs. Inhale forward, arch your back, look up. Open the chest, shoulders, and throat. Feel the spine loosening up already. Bring your awareness to your spine. And see if you can think of the totality of the spine all the way from where it joins the skull down to the lowest part of the tailbone, which is almost like a prehensile tail. It no longer exists. So the set we're doing tonight is the archery set, and this is just poses on a theme of archery or bows or arrows. So already think of your body as a bow. So as you come forward, that is the bow releasing its energy. As you go back, that's the bow storing its energy. So when the bow is bent, it stores energy. When the bow unbends, it releases energy. And this applies to the body as well as a bow. You can expend a great amount of energy in this way. Although we don't do it in yoga so much, we do it in Tai Chi all the time. So my spine is feeling a lot more warmed up than it was just a couple of minutes ago. So next time I come forward, I'm going to release my feet, lay my hands on my knees, go around in a circle. And as we always do, control the circle from down here in the core. So I'll bring my hands to my heart. So see how my head is tending to stay towards the center of the circle. Let me show you what I'm not doing. I'm not doing this. I'm tending to just move here. So this is a forward bend, this is a side bend, this is a back bend, this is a side bend, this is a forward bend, this is a side bend, this is a back bend, this is a side bend. Okay? So if I go around like this, there's no bending going on at all. My spine is straight. So I'm bending the spine at all times. It's easier to see with the arms overhead. Back bend, side bend, forward bend, that's the easiest one. Side bend. The back bend is almost impossible to even perceive visually. So this is a lot of work. You'll know if it's a lot of work, you're doing it right. Go around the other way. You'll see there's bows here too. I'm bending a bow in each direction. Back to our heart. Come here, Banu. What are you doing over there? Want one of these? I like that one. Back to our knees. One more time around. Go deep into the pelvic bowl. Actually doing a little bit of a kegel. It's called Mula Bandha in yoga. they were doing it long before Dr. Cagle. All right, great. So switch your legs around. So I'm going to do the fancy leg turn around so that you can rewind it if you don't understand how this works. So my right leg happens to be on top, closer to me. So I'm going to take my right hand and bring it as far back around as I can reach. And then, not moving my legs at all, I'm just going to spiral around just like that. Okay, great. If you didn't see it, you can rewind the video at your leisure. Okay, so I'm going to tuck my feet, sit tall, and then walk my hands out again. I guess we lost the cat. Oh well, I'll be back. Inhale. Start to walk your hands back up. Your hands to your heart. And we'll go into our twist. Twisting to one side. Arms as wide as they can go. Shoulders back and down. And then back to center. Exhale to the other side. Keep the spine nice and long. Remember our rule. Anytime you twist the spine, first lengthen it. So that the spine is twisting just on one axis, as always. If possible, we're not doing compound bends of the spine. If the spine is hopefully always just bending in one plane, it can bend in one twist or bend in more than one plane, but we want to try to keep our movements as simple as possible, and that keeps our spine nice and healthy. It's not the vertebra we care about, it's the discs, because those discs they get kind of hinged if you're moving the spine in a too complicated manner. So this is always optional. So don't do the difficult options. Well, they call them progressions. You don't move to the next progression until you're just completely flat out bored with the one before it, or it's so easy, right? I find that people in yoga, they jump to the next progression before they're ready, but in weight training, this would be impossible. You have to be able to do, for instance, 10 repetitions with good form with one weight before you would move up to the next weight. You would just never jump up, and you'd know it. You'd know that you weren't ready, right? But people kind of seem to want to. They think that the next progression in yoga is better, but it's not better. It's the progression that's right for you. That is perfect. There's no better or worse. So if this is uncomfortable or hurts your shoulders, then don't do it. You'd be back. You'd be doing this because this is perfectly fine right here. So next time we come out, we'll just lower the arms. So the way I'm doing it, if you noticed, is to keep my shoulders open. I have this arm pushing against this knee, and that's causing me to twist, but it still keeps my shoulders open. Now, You may have seen me in the past have this hand here. That is shutting down this shoulder. That's I shouldn't be doing that. There's a complete twist like that. This is a different thing. If we want to keep our shoulders open, which I think we do, keep the chest open, we go here. Now this hand might be able to come around and hold, so this is the right hand on my left hip. And that kind of keeps everything nice and open. You can do that. And I think that the reason that we were wrapping this around is it just seemed it had more symmetry, but I like this better here. It's up to you. Inhale, come back to the center point that you've been using. Come out to the other side. So remember, seriously, if you haven't done any yoga in over a week, take it easy tonight and just sort of slowly reintegrate into your practice. And then, so I believe that I can confidently promise to post up a video on Monday, Thursday, and Sunday in time for the time that we might usually practice. You can watch them whenever you want, but I would suggest, we don't know how long this thing's going to go on for, if we can reestablish or continue to establish our normal habits, that would be actually a good idea. So that's the reason why I'm going to post them up Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday afternoon. That'll be what I'll do. And again, you can watch them anytime you want, but I would suggest that you get that old pattern going that we had before this virus. So come back to center. Float your arms down. Shake your legs out. Okay, let's do straddle. Come here, Banu. This is Banu, if you've never seen Banu. And where are we? We're at, this studio is called the Dojo. It's at 4300 East Pima. If you've never been here, I'm walking my hands out my legs. Notice my feet are flexed. These are the things you might not notice if you're in the back row normally. Flexed means my toes are pulled back. Pointed is like this. Flexed always lengthens the hamstrings. So remember, we're not only lengthening our hamstrings when we do a forward bend. Anytime you flex your feet, you're lengthening your hamstrings, and that's important, right? Because if you feel like, oh, you can't touch your toes normally, it may be because you're just not consciously flexing your feet. All right, great. Let's walk our hands back up. Our first actual archery pose will be our archery balance. So here's front. I'm heading off to the corner. This is my bow string, and this is my bow. So this is our balance. Okay, you can release this and reset in the other direction, or see if you can transform to the other side. So if you're going to try that, try transitioning from one side to the other, we may as well do it again, just to prove that we can, and that we didn't just get lucky the first time. And then here's a lesson from Pilates. If you roll backwards, this is actually a good thing, and you need to learn how to roll backwards. If I was to lose my balance, I would round my back and just go, and just be very, let my back round and be compact, and maybe just rock back up. So it's not a tragedy, it's actually a good thing. We roll around in Pilates all the time. So let us do our thunderbolts. We're thinking about arrows now, so the feet are flat. Okay, remember. So here's the thing about progressions. So being vertical is not the point of this pose. The point of this pose is loosening things up in here, right? So if that hurts, there's nothing wrong with this. So I would rather see this, okay, or maybe you'd have to be like here, something like this. I'd rather see that than seeing this, okay? So this defeats the purpose of the pose, trying to be vertical. This is more the purpose of the pose, not worrying about the vertical part. So then when this becomes easy to do, then it comes to here, and eventually to here. But being here doesn't matter, right? So then the same thing with this one. If this hurts, or then you'd be here. Okay, you wouldn't be here. That doesn't make really much any sense, right? You can, but it's hard to make your own progressions. But you have to really think, what are we trying to accomplish with the pose? And very often, how the pose looks is not the point of the pose at all. It's what it's doing. So what we're trying to do is to loosen up our feet, ankles, and knees, right? So the verticality doesn't matter at all, right? This is just happens to be the way it would look if it was easy for you. So then we do, the one that I'm working on is with the toes bent backwards or facing backwards. And so here again, until I can, so this is about as good as I can do. And this is perfect for me, right? So if I was trying to be vertical, I'd be up like this, right? But now I don't have any weight on my toes at all. So the point of the pose is the toes of the feet. It's not the verticality, right? So when you're making your progressions, try to think, what is the purpose of the pose, not what does it look like. So then let's do Rebecca's plank. This is like a plank. Normally our toes are curled under like this. We're going to try it with the toes, with the feet flat, okay, nice and sharp like an arrow, come up to here. You should feel a lengthening in the top of your foot. If you don't feel that, you can come up to downward dog. If you feel too much of a stretch in the top of your foot, then just turn your toes back the way they were. Press your feet back the way they were, and they should go back to feeling comfortable again. Unless you overdid it and you really cramped your feet, then you can massage your cramps out. Hit pause, massage your feet, have some water, and then let's do our squat of the night. Any kind of squat you like. I tend to like a wide-legged squat called the Garland. Have my elbows between my knees, palms together, and then look. The reason my feet are so far apart is so that I can get my heels down. If my feet are closer together, my heels won't drop. So this is the way I do it. You can do it any way you want. But when the hands come down, it pushes the legs apart, and then eventually it'll stick this way and hold itself. I don't know if you can see Banu or if he's off the frame, but he's right over there. That's sufficient. Let's press up to a hanging forward bend. Relax here. All right, slowly come up. Have a sip of water. And as you do that, let me show you something. I've always promised that I would do this, but I'll do this tonight. So the reason I want to show you how an actual bow works, if you don't remember from summer camp, the reason I want to show you this is because alignment is important when we're doing these imaginary archery poses. If you don't remember from summer camp, you don't really know what's going on. So there's nobody over there, so don't worry about it. I'm not going to shoot this arrow. So the alignment is important. So see how my elbow's nice and high and everything is linear. You have to make it like you're actually aiming at something, right? Okay, and in archery we don't do both sides, but in yoga we do both sides of everything. So something like that. Okay, close enough. Anyway, but that reminds you of what a bow should look like, right? So I don't expect you to remember